kind of found yourself in some trouble at Northwood, this is the place to bounce back. Luckily, having the lead going in, I didn't feel quite as much pressure to get all the birdies, but it's still a course where people are going to shred inevitably, and so I got to at least get a bunch of them if I can. I love having a dedicated course, and I think that we can all agree on that. Just trying to cruise, trying to get a birdie on every hole, and that's all I'm doing, attacking every hole, and yeah, just capitalize on a few more.
I felt good today. I was struggling with my putting the past couple tournaments, and just made a mechanical adjustment, closing off my hips a little bit, and that's helped a ton, just keeping the disc in line with the basket. And yeah, I'm really proud of not missing any in circle one today. I felt really good about that. You know, made a few mistakes. I would like to clean up some of those bogey holes, but as far as like the good holes felt really good.
It's just like you come to jail and then you get out, released from jail, you know. Because yesterday I was jail. I can hear my disc hit the tree, was like all over the place yesterday, and today I was like, thank God. 8 under, I'm very happy. I look at the score, I'm like, oh, okay then. I mean, I didn't do bad at all today. So.
Today, things were working for me on both sides, so I feel fortunate to be able to get some putts in and to throw the fairways. There is pressure to stack up birdies here, for sure. I think you have to shoot like a 3 or a 4 to maintain your position in the kind of the higher middle of the pack. I feel really good about a 7, you know, I mean, it could have been a 2, so I was really happy. I mean, I hope I can do it again.
Hello and welcome to round 3 of the Discraft Ledgstone Open presented by Merrill. We are again out here at Sunset Hills, but today lots of rain. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We are 2 hot geese. Yeah, definitely some soggy conditions. The heaviest rain, lucky for lead card, did let up by the time they started. Some of the earlier cards had an absolute downpour. Just a reminder that Jomez is now on the Disc Golf Network totally ad-free. If you use the code Jomez, your first month is free if you want to try the ad-free experience. Of course, Jomez will still be on YouTube as normal as well. There's a link pinned in the comments if you're interested.
Let's take a peek at Scoggins. First place in Circle 1X putting.
Perfect.
And first place in Circle 2 putting, half of them. No surprise there. One of the best putters in FPO, if not the best. Also parking 11% of the holes.
Owns my hero, as you all know. Ella Hansen playing really clean, landing in Circle 1 42% of the time off the tee. That's unbelievable. Parking 14% of the holes, and in Circle 2, 67% of the time off the tee.
Missy Gannon, first place in fairway hits and Circle 2 in regulation, so she is staying super clean. We know she's making those putts too. Second place, 89% of her Circle 1 putts dropping.
And Sarah Hokom scrambling well. She's third in scramble rate at 50%, landing in Circle 2 61% of the time off the tee, and making some big putts as well. She shot 7 down yesterday. We had some hot scores yesterday. Today's going to be a little bit more about survival, I think, and just beating the course even by a few strokes. Hole 1 is a par 4 at 636 feet. There is OB on the left side. You want to hang something out to the right and get as far as possible. Then it's a blind approach shot. You want to control your speed. You see a lot of skips that go into the rough right before the water or even into the water. And yeah, just try to get a birdie.
Ledgstone Open presented by Merrill. This is the FPO division, round 3. Teeing off first. Scoggins.
Owen tied the hot round yesterday at 8 down.
I believe the wind was a right to left cross, but mostly head. Or was it left? I don't remember the wind on hole 1. It was raining so hard I didn't even notice.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I know it was generally a headwind. You were worried about flipping your disc over here. Being up high on this side where Owen is landing is okay as long as you don't trickle down in the woods. Looks like she'll be right on the edge. It kind of gives you more of a straight shot to the green with a hyzer finish instead of up and over the hill.
Super exciting to see this 3-way tie at the top up here with Ella, Owen, and Missy. Don't really see that too often.
Ella Hansen mashing a big backhand. Not quite giving it as much turn as you need. Gets a huge flare skip, and sadly she will be trickled out of bounds, but way down the fairway.
Yeah, part of the issue with today is the tee pads are pretty slick.
Missy, Gannon.
They were definitely worse in the back nine, but they were not great really most places.
Yeah, just I think it's a little bit harder to get your full power, worrying about slipping a little bit.
Yeah, going from Northwoods to Sunset Hills, you're excited to be able to open up and really crush your drivers. And today that just wasn't the case. It wasn't in your abilities. You were trying to really be careful. A lot of mud on the course as well. And that translated really quickly to coating the tee pads.
And rounding out our lead card, Sarah Hokom.
Definitely not, a forehand shot when you look at it, but that's probably Hokom's game, like in a nutshell. It's probably not a forehand here, but she'll probably do it perfectly. The neutron crave.
It's crazy.
And it looks so perfect.
It's crazy to see her not wearing a rain jacket.
It was humid though. Like it wasn't.
The beginning of the round was so intensely rainy and wet. It was unbelievable.
Well, for years, but that's what I'm saying. Like it kind of cleared up at this point. It's just drizzling now. It was a downpour for most of the cards before this. Own up first. That looks like a faster speed disc. Honestly, it's probably a destroyer. She's going to come up just a little bit short.
Yeah. Ideally, you would like to hyzer around that big tree. Even pushing the tree line deep is better than being a little short.
Yeah, I was jacket on, jacket off all day because it was like kind of humid and warm sometimes. Strange. Look, I'm going to catch that guardian tree and land in circle 2. Today, Sunset felt more like Northwoods as far as mentality. Like, just survive, get a few birdies, get out of there. Not the normal birdie fest that we know and love.
Along with the rain came very intense winds for most of the round as well. That is something that I don't believe calmed down for the rest of the day.
No, it was pretty intense all day.
And because Sunset Hills is a pretty hilly property, as the name depicts, it was very swirly out there, not quite predictable, and sometimes changing pretty rapidly and regularly.
Mm-hmm. Ella overturns her sidearm. She's going to have another step out sidearm from maybe 100 feet or so. And leaves herself just a little bit short. I'm not able to give that a good run with that tree in the way.
You start thinking a little bit about regional variability, and Ella being from the Washington state, like where most of her play is, you think she would be like pretty comfortable in the rain. We'll see. I feel like that does make a big difference. I know like a lot of Floridians are very comfortable playing in torrential downpours because, we came up playing in that type of weather.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how Ella handles some rain.
Yes,
some wet
Missy
conditions.
From a knee gets the birdie. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like I lived in Seattle for a while and playing in rain is fine, but it took me years to be able to play in the wind. Never lived in a windy area. Ella trying to save it. And as we heard in her interview, she was 100% circle 1 yesterday. She was just an inch high on that one.
I swear 100% circle 1 round can get in your head more than a bad putting round. It really can. Nice putt for par from Sarah Hokom. This averaged in the middle of the pack on difficulty, but substantially less birdies today. Only 6 on the day out of the 47 competitors, 13% of the field.
Ella with a rough start here. And yeah, I will say the statistics are going to be largely worse because, again, until about chase card, it was, until chase card teed off, it was so rainy. Such heavy rain. It was crazy.
These tee pads too suffered. Hole 2, 313 feet. Normally a steep hyzer is the play here. We had really intense winds on hole 2, so it made it really tough to put the the disc up in the sky as much as you want to. There's a forehand route as well. We saw Ella park the hole yesterday, carrying out of bounds most of the way. This play from Missy works pretty well, but you ended up landing on a little side hill that doesn't let you skip left up onto the green. It just kind of keeps you right on the edge of circle 1.
Own hanging her destroyer way out wide is probably going to catch the side hill. Oh, she gets up over it. Great shot. Hokom going to challenge the OB, it looks like, on the left with the sidearm. It's looking good.
It's so crazy to see how calm it is. Yesterday, 36% of competitors getting a birdie on hole 2. Today, 11.
Oh, man. Ella hangs out this PD too far and it never fades, and she's going to be going early. Well, probably only a few feet off the tee pad. There's some wind. You saw it in the tree still. I think it was like mostly left to right-ish.
Yeah, only 5 competitors getting birdies today. A third of the amount that did yesterday. That is blowing my mind a little bit.
Wait, did you just say 5?
Only 5 birdies yesterday.
3 of them were on my card, and I felt like a freaking loser.
Yesterday there were really?
Yeah.
Yesterday there was yesterday there was more like 16 or 18.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Ella.
Wow, nice recovery.
Still a bogey, but way to get that putter going.
After a little hiccup on hole 1, this circle 2 putt will build some confidence.
Yeah, that was so clean. Dead center. Putting with the rainmaker, so this storm is probably her fault.
27% of the field got to circle 1 in regulation, but only 11% birdies. So some struggles on circle 1 here. Likely due to some wind.
Yeah, it doesn't look that windy, does it?
Mm-mm.
Let's see, the next one was crazy windy for when I came through. But as you said, it just shifts, so you never know where we're going to see them experience it.
Super, super gusty.
Hokom comes up short on her birdie bid. And no one on the lead card going to get this one today.
Like Erika said earlier, you're not, kind of just holding on. No one's really getting bummed about missing some of the must-get birdie holes on like a sunny, calm day like yesterday. But still, even in these calm conditions, or calmer conditions, you know this lead card is in the hunt right now. Hole 3, 384 feet. There's this route that the drone's flying. A route that's opened up a little bit in the last couple of years, a low linear route. You can go a big turnover to the left side or a huge sidearm. There's also a hyzer gap on the right, but it is a smaller gap that you have to hit. We had a left to right wind today, so that was a little bit left to right / headwind today, so that was a little bit of a sketchy option. Either of the 2 left routes, I think, were the better play today. This one definitely gives you more advantage as far as getting close to the basket with as little effort as possible, but also not necessarily bringing the bunkers into play as much as the big turnover or the sidearm.
Yeah, it was almost a straight headwind when I came through. Missy throws her thrasher nicely down that linear route Matt was talking about. Here's the hyzer option. A little bit tougher to get a putt for birdie. But Own gets down there and should have I don't want to call it an easy approach. It's the hardest approach of the entire day probably, but a short approach.
Sarah working that forehand up the middle gap. I do like that play a lot, but it is a little low. And that's where you're kind of kicking yourself like, ugh, now I have to throw this approach.
So awkward, the approach. Ella, we saw this from her yesterday. Huge sidearm. And she makes a good correction coming in with a lot of angle and actually gets inside the circle. She found the bunker yesterday, so what a great correction.
This played as the second most difficult hole of the day, and it is large in part due to this approach right here.
Yeah, the best place to land is just a couple feet shorter of where Hokom just landed, but she stays safe. It's such a tiny landing area, and often that awkward distance of like, do I throw it? Do I jump putt it?
Yeah, you can see Hokom kind of smirking a little bit, knowing she kind of got away with one, but that's how it always feels if you land on this playing surface.
Yeah, if you land safe at all, you get away with one.
Yep.
Like, oh, Owen just got away with one too.
Ramping off the corner of the bunker.
Missy actually with somewhat of a runnable putt here. She doesn't want to go too far past it though.
And look at that bunker. Look how full it is.
Yeah.
If that does not tell you how hard it rained. Lots of flash flooding conditions everywhere.
Yeah, the ponds that were empty are now full.
So full.
Ella for a birdie. At least it sat.
Only one player got to circle one in regulation, and you are looking at her right now. Only 13% of the field, 5 competitors got to circle 2. No one was able to get the birdie.
Curse you, hole 3.
A nice approach shot from Sarah, getting her that par. 49% of the field taking a par, 51 taking a bogey or worse. So par is great on this hole, and our lead card is going to walk away with a round of them.
Star par. Not bad. Hole 4 is a pretty interesting shot. It's a par 3, 345 feet, but downhill. You want to hang it out to the right, kind of aim at the bunker or the golf green before swinging in on the backhand hyzer. That bush over there has gotten smaller and smaller over the years, but I swear you see one person on a card land it. Common mistakes are swinging in too early and hitting the branches just before the green and dropping into the water. It was a right to left crosswind when I came through that really pushed the disc to the left. Missy gonna be inbounds. That was a Z force from Missy. You see a lot of stable fairway drivers and also stable just distance drivers. Beautiful shot from Owen with a Halo Leopard 3.
Yeah, this is one of the few holes where the wind was actually very favorable for the hole, kind of helping you out a little bit.
As long as you swing it wide enough, it did. If you expose the angle and too early, it kind of pushed you into the trees. But all these ladies making it look pretty simple. Hokom with a really nice backhand with her Fission Insanity. So high, it's crazy. Ella threw this same spiky line yesterday, and it sticks. I wish there was some sort of statistic for how much air there is under the disc, because Ella would definitely win that category.
Yeah, she has been since the moment she got on tour.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of opened a lot of people's eyes to taking that route and letting yourself put some air under the disc to get that extra distance.
Very awkward putt here. Hokom can probably see the band.
A nice bid, but not a nice roll. This basket looks enormous right now.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Like, what's happening?
I don't know. The optical illusion is...
I'm freaking out a little
It
bit.
looks so weird.
Oh, there, it's back to normal.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Hokom missed the giant basket and was going to take a bogey. Owen with a great putt. Under par officially for the round. Man, that was bizarre.
Yeah. It was.
All my years of doing this, that's a new one.
Yeah. 40% of the field getting a birdie yesterday. Today, only 20.
Ella carding her first birdie of the round.
That's too many colors for only 4 holes.
Yeah. Missy 2 down through 4. That's a good start even on a ideal condition day. Oh wait, that was a par. Gosh, I am so just on my game. You're welcome, everyone.
The rain really whipped us into shape
I'm
today.
so tired.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal out there.
Sorry, all you fine people at home.
I played 18 holes in the rain, so it
Yeah.
was... we'll get there. Hole 5, one of the shortest holes on the course at 246 feet. Both ponds are out of bounds. Most people throw a backhand and kind of bail off to the right, avoiding the water. I like the forehand play as well, but you do have to carry OB a little bit more. Today we had I believe, right to left crosswind.
I think it was when I came through, it was a left to right because it was a right to left on the last one, and you turn around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was kind of a head left to right. So who knows what they're dealing with? It also just looks calm, like it always looks like that on camera. So
It was definitely a right to left when my card went through because I didn't throw a sidearm because of it.
oh, interesting.
So it's like we said earlier, swirly, a little bit all over the place.
Ella with a beautiful shot there.
Putter
with her Color Glow P1.
Putter is ideal here, but in the wind, you definitely feel like you want to speed up your disc selection a little bit.
Yeah, Missy discs up to a mid-range with her Z Swirl Buzz and does stay safe. Hokom with a standstill sidearm.
Getting carried out to the left, but
Come on.
oh
That's
man,
going to be OB. But
But-
close enough to save par, potentially.
that was a little beach yesterday. Today, at least a foot deep.
Owen with a really good bid there.
Yeah, really nice speed on that run. Only about 12 feet behind the basket to work with there if you miss. Ella, also a little bit of a death putt herself, a little more room behind the basket. But sends it anyways, and unfortunately just a little right. Sarah to save par from out of bounds.
She's probably like 23 feet, we're going to call it. Maybe a little bit more. Great
Hey.
save.
Yesterday, 43% of the field taking a birdie. Today, 29.
Dang, just most of those statistics getting cut right in half.
Yeah.
Missy gonna miss that birdie opportunity there.
The humidity was definitely real, and everything is so wet that it was hard to get your disc dry, and then it would cool off, and then it would heat back up. So everything's like sticky, and definitely noticed a difference, at least on my putters, even if you weren't getting poured on.
It's a great save from Hokom there. Missy and Owen tied at the top. We got a 3-way tie for third. Holland Hanley moving on up at 1 down with Sarah Hokom and Ella Hansen also in that tied for third position.
Definitely not as many birdies today.
Hole 6 is a par 5 at 712 feet. There's an OB line. You can see it drawn on the left. You want to land in the fairway. We see the power players try to go for the eagle. We've seen Holland Hanley get an albatross, actually throwing it in 2 shots. This pond carry is probably about, it depends on what you do. I guess it can be 350 feet or so if you're going for the eagle, or you see a lot of people pitch up to that second landing area and then it's maybe 200 feet across the water. But the pin is so close to that wall in the water that it's a pretty touchy shot.
Right on the edge of the short side to the basket is about 180.
Yeah. On finding that left side OB, it comes up quick. The way that the tee pad is pointing and the way that those logs are, kind of make it tough to run up at a normal angle. It's like not pointed at the fairway. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you end up seeing a lot of that kind of sawed off hyzer as a mistake. Ella gonna run into the same issue here, finding that OB.
The wind was not favorable today for pushing that deep right side as well. Your disc was wanting to carry that way. Was kind of heady when my card came through.
Same. Missy's pretty sawed off, but let's see. The way that the OB is it's way out left and then it kind of comes in. So I actually think she lands short of the OB.
I think that was kind of like maybe a little of a, I know it was a mistake, but kind of the smart mistake to make. Like she was trying to keep it low and not go too crazy here and let the wind get under the disc.
Hokom, you can see the headwind flipping her disc too much. And she's safe. And it's not that far still for the approach. But it's like, I don't know, 275 maybe or something from there. And she makes quick work of it.
Yeah, you can still easily birdie from where Hokom and Missy landed. You want to hear a crazy stat about this hole?
Sure do.
Yesterday it played as the easiest hole of the day. Today, the 3rd most difficult.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
No.
What a flip-flop.
That headwind made the approach shot really hard.
In the drive.
In the drive. Yeah, you're right.
I bet a lot of people went out of bounds on the drive.
Missy doing my preferred play, which not a lot of people do, going way out left, and it allows for a hyzer angle to the pin. Oh, and looks like she's just going to lay up short of the green, which is the more common layup area. Or short of the water, excuse me. I guess she's a little left. She's over there. This approach shot is so hard. Those 2 trees kind of just make you throw a really straight shot unless you're really far left.
A lot of people don't want to go right on the layup either because there's a massive alligator snapping turtle that lives over there.
Oh.
We saw it today.
We saw this from Ella yesterday too, just a little bit too low as she goes for the eagle. And I don't believe that crossed on the other side, and she'll have to take it short. This is such a nervy shot.
Yeah, Missy definitely shorter on the layup than you want to be. Kind of the bailout play. She gets lucky going through all those trees, and she'll have a little bit of work left to do.
She's across for the par at least, though. I think that was a better mistake to make, going a little bit too stable and making sure you, crash left. Hokom with a similar play lands inside the circle.
Owen trying to get one close here in order to save that par.
That looks pretty.
Wow, she did not blast by the basket like most of the mistakes that people make here just to make sure that they get over. She's inside the circle.
All right, we're seeing some wind now. So this is a provisional. The OB line is very, very close to the water's edge, so they're not sure if Ella's disc, which did touch land, touched above the OB line. We already saw Missy make one of these kneeling putts on hole 1. Let's see if she can do it again for a birdie. Oh, great bid.
So good. Looks like they are going to give Ella the call, crossing over. She'll be putting to save par here.
Yeah, you can see how low that line is. Really
Well-
awkward footing in some rubble, it looks like.
Yeah, it forced her to go real jabby with her arm instead of being able to get the legs engaged. Hokom engages the legs, though, and she'll get a birdie.
Fully engaged. Gets back to even.
18% of the field taking birdie. That's 8 out of 47 competitors. But 42% taking a bogey or worse. And there are a slew of double bogeys. Oh, sorry, triple bogeys.
Ugh.
Wow. 6 triples and a quint.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
What a day. What a day to disc golf.
Yeah, playing this hole in the conditions this morning.
I
I'm
gotta
not surprised.
I gotta say, I'm amazed. Oh, so cute. I'm amazed that there were spectators out. Like, thank you all for coming, because it sucked out there.
It was so bad. Oh, Missy and Owen gonna hold on to their lead. Holland Hanley sliding up into 3rd place.
Missy Villadillas was on my cartoon. She's 3 down as well through the round, playing super clean.
575, hole 7, par 4, the must-get hole. But in these conditions, definitely not as easy. Still played as the top 3 easiest holes of the day, though, with this very generous downhill tee shot and very wide OB. We had a bit of a headwind here that didn't quite let your disc get as far as you want it to on the tee shot, so you're ending up with a little bit longer of a shot than you want to the basket, or than what you're used to.
Whoa, did you see that splash when the disc hit?
Yeah, puddles everywhere out here.
Puddles galore.
There was actually a really lovely little waterfall on hole 6, I forgot to mention, to the left of the green, an Illinois waterfall.
I think a few more people are taking the up the middle route today with the headwind instead of going out to the right. Owen lands a little bit on the left side, which is totally fine, but there are definitely more fairway trees to navigate to get to the pin from over there. I think Missy is lining up that right side play. That looks great. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Splashy.
Real splashy.
There was a lot of instances of, is this casual water today? Trying to decide whether you want to stick your foot in a big puddle.
Yeah.
Ella taken to the sky, not scared of the wind. Very inside. But she gets past the main tree that you have to miss, and she'll have options to get to the green.
Hokom up first, likely going the route kind of over that stump with her sidearm. And you can see it flips a little bit too much in the wind, but she will have a circle 2 bid from about 40 feet.
Yeah, I feel like this, again, was the windiest green of the day. It got pretty crazy. When my card went through, you can see those trees really moving, and you can see it play with Sarah's disc.
Missy able to get just outside the circle.
Yeah, surprised to see so much skip in that tall grass, but still just on the edge.
I want to see slow-mo of the run-ups in those puddles and the splashes.
Yeah, we need audio.
Of the squelching. Yeah, you can see that wind in the trees.
Own a little nose up as well. The wind just highlights, and she'll have to deal with a tree to get the birdie.
Ella with the most open look. She's going really stable disc and gets a huge flare skip. Stays inside the circle. She'll have a birdie putt. So even the easiest par 4 in the course was playing not hard, but like par didn't feel quite as bad today as it normally does on this hole.
I mean, if we're going to see one on the lead card today, it's going to be a longer putt.
Mm-hmm.
Only 27% of the field taking birdies today.
It's usually closer to 40 or 50%. Hokom leaves her birdie bid short. Let's see if Missy can get one. I hope you guys are watching this in the morning with your coffee and snuggled in a blanket and just really happy that you're inside, thriving.
That's what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Come on, Ella. Get a birdie for us. Yay.
Yeah, for us.
Yep.
Great putt.
For the people.
Yeah.
We needed to see some chains hit to restore our faith in disc golf on National Disc Golf Day.
Oh, boy. What a day for it.
Mm-hmm. Everyone else going to walk away from hole 7 with the par.
Oh, that's a good one. Missy and Owen still knotted up at the top. Holland Hanley now in solo 3rd place with her 3 down round. Sarah Hokom solo 4th.
Missy Diaz 5 down.
Dude, I know. She's
Wow.
bogey free 5 down too.
Wow.
She's just so clean at that point. Hole 8 is a par 3, 292 feet, but uphill, so very far. You see most women throw something flippy on a backhand that kind of turns and rides over to the right. Those bunkers can come into play on the drive, but don't often. They come into play a little bit more on the putting if you hyzer out to the left on your drive and then you kind of have a death putt right at them. Sidearm is a really cool play. It just requires a massive amount of power, which Ella absolutely has. Look at that drive.
God, it looks so effortless too. That is such a difficult shot with how uphill this is. What do you think this plays like? What, 350, 360?
340 easy, 350, yeah. That was a Horizon PD.
With a
from
low
Ella.
ceiling, I feel like it just plays
with a low
so
ceiling.
far.
It does play really hard.
Yeah.
Let's agree on 350.
That sidearm is so impressive.
Getting to see a bunch of sidearms. Definitely, you see a lot more backhands on this hole, but not on this card. Owen kind of like hucks this thing.
Yeah, that's the most common mistake here.
Oh, there's a bunker over there.
Yeah, I almost found it today too.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, trying to get the power up the hill and you just kind of yank over on it. We didn't have a lot of wind on this tee pad. It was blocked by this hill. You didn't feel it until you got up to the green. And that bunker is not shown on the course map on the caddy book.
I was going to say, I've never known this was over here. I've played this tournament for like 4 years now.
I mean, most of FPO wasn't even able to reach that bunker
That's
until
true.
this year.
That is an excellent point.
It's very new. Everyone was coming up super short regularly and just, pitching up to the basket, but
everyone's getting good.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. I've said this before throughout the year, but just to make the cut or to make cash, you have to average 940 to even 950 golf. And last year that number was like 920 or 930. So everyone is playing 2 to 3 strokes better per round every tournament. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, it's very crazy to feel yourself getting better, but still getting beat worse than you ever have.
Yeah, because everyone's getting better faster than you.
Yes. It's truly a bizarre feeling.
Ella stacking up another birdie. Great putt.
Owen unfortunately going to have to take a bogey with that surprise bunker.
I wonder if she knew it was there.
There was only 3 birdies today. Haley King and Emily Beach. A sidearm player and a lefty. Stoked. Birdies. Ella Hansen sneaking back up the scorecard a little bit, cleaning it up into a tie for 4th. Holland Hanley in a tie for 2nd with Owen Scoggins now. closing out the front 9 with this 535-foot par 4. The way the drone flies is the classic route that most people take. The left side has opened up quite a bit, but there is an OB line pretty tight on the left side that can come into play with any sort of error. You want to try to get far straight to the right if you can to get out of that middle line of fairway trees. I love the sidearm on this play.
Actually, is that amazing?
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yep. Most people can't throw the sidearm because of landing in that middle line of fairway trees. Ella really trusts the disc and works it way out to the left. After this, you do have to carry over a pond to an elevated basket on a stump, but there's no out of bounds deep, so you have plenty of room behind the basket to work. It will leave you a death putt, though.
When I came through, this was kind of a left to right, taily kind of a wind. Hokom with a solid drive with her neutron crave finds that line of fairway trees, makes the approach very difficult. Yeah, Ella's, I feel like a good sidearm, you have to have that moment of like, is that going to be OB? Oh,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. It's actually perfect.
The uh-oh moment.
Mm-hmm. Missy taking my preferred line. The challenge here is you want to hang it out far enough so it doesn't skip all the way back to these fairway trees, which we see Missy do. You can still get across, but if you turn it a little bit more and end up farther to the right, it does open up the second shot. And Own, a little bit of an uh-oh moment with her destroyer. Actually, it was pretty perfect.
It was great. Trusting it
Oh,
even
yeah.
after on the last hole it turned over.
Still chugging along.
Still had some life left to live.
Hokom up first. There is kind of this low ceiling route on the left side. You can see it's really, really technical, but Hokom makes quick work of it and inside the circle putting.
That is such a hard shot.
It is very hard.
Wow. And the fact that she landed just barely over the water is unbelievable.
Yeah, you see a lot of women kind of blast past the basket just trying to be safe, similar to hole 6.
Missy with a little technical sidearm looking great.
Love it. Also, do you notice that the pond is full? It wasn't in the flyover.
Yeah, yesterday we could walk across the pond. Today, if you go in the water, even right off the edge of the grass, it's a foot deep. I know from experience. Ella with a super wide open short approach shot. Just a little chip to the stump.
Ooh.
No. No.
Trickles OB. She's across, though, and should be able to save the par. Hokom for another birdie, just inside the circle. This is a tough putt in the wind on this elevated pin. Yeah.
Wow.
I love it, because even if she missed that, she was staying so close.
This basket is a couple feet taller than our normal elevated baskets. You can see Sarah raising her hands up over her head to get it out. Very awkward. Missy going to take the birdie as well.
Missy bogey free, 2 down on the front. On a regular day, that would be just okay, but today it is phenomenal.
Ella saving the par after such a good tee shot.
And Ella with some trouble in the first 2 holes gets back to 1 over. The back 9 plays really hard. Oh, wow. Holland Hanley moving up in a tie for second with Owen Scoggins. She's 4 down through 10.
Macy Valadiaz and Stacy Ronsley both shredding as well.
Yeah, Macy 3 down. A little correction from earlier so far.
Oh, okay.
5
I was
down
reading the total score. Okay,
yeah.
Yep.
But she's still sliding up the leaderboard. You can see a few more under par, but a lot of women over par, especially the earlier tee times. It was just brutal out there.
And as we slide down the leaderboard, you'll see it just gets more brutal.
Yeah. So the cut is at 24, too, if you're curious, moving back to Northwoods tomorrow. And yeah, we did it. That's 9 holes.
Yep, we got 9 more to play. It gets a little bit better out there, but stays windy, and the tee pads, like we said, are more slick. So come watch everyone short arm the back 9 of
Oh my
Sunset
God.
Hills. Thanks for hanging out with us for 9. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.